Yeah, we're live.
All right, everybody, welcome. What?
No.
Oh, you just shot me a look.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. We are
YouTube version.
YouTube. We are live on YouTube. We're so glad that you guys are here. Welcome. We're going to be doing some news.
Let's do a third show, and we'll put that on Periscope.
Is Periscope still a thing?
I don't know. It is on here.
We should do a live thing on Instagram. We do a fifth show on Instagram.
We could do that too.
Instagram TV, buddy. Here we come. Does Ecan do Instagram?
I don't know.
Don't look. It'll screw us up.
Yeah.
We are so glad you guys are here. Please make sure that you subscribe to our show. Hit the bell notification because every time we do a live show on Monday nights, we want to make sure that you see that and check it out. And with that, my friends,
Jen made it.
You want to get into the news here?
Sure.
Okay. Before we do that, sorry we screwed the ending up there. I think we figured out what happened.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see here when I press play. Ready to get into it?
Sure.
All right. Seriously? I think that. Hang on. Meet up. Oh, okay. Cool. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in today's show, we've got news about more Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. All Star Wars, all the time. 10th podcast, Disney Star Wars podcast. There
Star Wars all day, all the time.
That's right.
24 hours of Star Wars.
Yep. We've got some Galaxy's Edge disability insight. That's an additional story. Even more Star Wars. New Tokyo Disney Sea show, and so much more, all in today's Disney Parks podcast.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
All right, everybody. Welcome. So glad that you are here. Hey, if you missed out of the meetup that we had on Saturday at the Polite Pig at Disney Springs, oh my goodness, you missed out on an amazing time. And I got to say, today's show is co-brought to you by our friends.
Oh, not co. It's brought to
you by our friends at the Polite Pig.
In whole. Yes.
Well, we have our travel sponsor, but we have to remember our Polite Pig friends over there.
Mm-hmm.
We were not expecting how they. We were expecting to be treated well because we love them; they love us.
Right.
We're familiar.
Right. You're familiar. Yeah.
We are
familiar.
family. Patrick and Nicolette and the whole crew out there did a great job. Took great care of us. Allison was our server. She took great care of us.
Fantastic.
Had a great time. We had a pretty decent showing. A few people signed up that didn't show.
Yeah.
A little upset.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right. But we had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Rhea?
Risa?
No. Ray. Is it Ray and Dimitri?
Dimitri, yep.
And then Risa.
Risa
was there from Cleveland.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Holy crap. She brought us gifts.
And Edward
Edward
those
was
gifts
there.
were fantastic.
Found out that Ed's a neighbor, literally. He lives one street over. That's crazy.
It was funny because he was living by me.
Yeah.
Over in Hunters Creek, but he moved. Yeah.
Just kidding. So we had a great time.
But the food is fantastic. I tried the new burnt and meatballs, and with cheesy grits, and yeah, they're delicious.
They're very nice.
Very nice.
I had that as well.
Sweet potato tots.
Yeah.
And those were delicious too. I like that they sprinkle Parmesan cheese on them. I love that.
Yeah, we had. I ordered the burnt end meatballs and the wings. I always have the wings there. I can't not have the wings. They're amazing. I think Sid had the turkey BLT.
Oh, okay.
I think Risa had that as well. Edward had a few things.
Yep. I think we all had like one or two things.
Yeah, it was great. We tried a couple of their cocktails. It's amazing. You just cannot walk away hungry from that place.
Yeah, and if you go there, I think Patrick works every day, probably.
Probably during the day.
Yeah,
he's there during the day.
day.
Derek's usually there at night.
Yeah, if you go during the day, hunt down Patrick and tell him that We sent you.
Is it Nicolette? Yeah,
Yeah,
Nicolette.
Nicolette.
She's amazing. Go hunt.
Yeah.
Go not
Yeah, you
hunt,
won.
but just go ask for them.
Yeah.
Just tell them Disney Parks Podcast sent you.
Yeah.
And they're just good folks. So we appreciate. We had a blast. So we want to thank those guys for everything they did for us. And then we talked about on the earlier show, we went to Haleo last night.
Ole, 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 ole.
Feeling small. So there's that. We did want to let you guys know we had made the announcement in the show earlier this week, but we want to announce again we've gone into partnership with our good friends over at Destinations to Travel, and we've got a very special offer for any of you who are planning a trip, a vacation to Walt Disney World. Go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/D2 and fill out the form. And even if you've never used a travel agent before, it makes more sense to use a travel agent than not, because they can be your advocate in case something goes horribly wrong. And I come out of the travel industry. Things go wrong all the time, even at Disney, no matter what those commercials tell you. And it's better to have an advocate in your corner than to try to take care of something on your own. They will let you handle all the things you want to handle. If you're one of those planners that has to have all the, I want to make my own fast passes, I want to make my own time reservations, they'll let you handle that. But the thing about having a travel planner at the level of a Destinations to Travel is they might be able to find airfare at a better price. Mm-hmm. They might be able to get you a better room for the money that's in your budget. And they can
apply any discounts that happen as well.
And they can also much more accurately keep track of all the discounts that Disney's offering, because there's things that travel agents know that the average human does not know. Mm-hmm. I can't oversell this enough. It doesn't cost you a dime. Why would you not do this? And I get it. Some people are really into the control factor, and that's great. At least talk to them. At least, let them have a crack at it and see what they can do. See if they can save you some money. It doesn't cost you anything. And so what we've offered, they've graciously giving us access to this amazing thing that I'm about to announce. If you go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/D2 travel and fill out the form and let the Destinations to Travel people contact you and start the process of looking at booking a vacation, once we get confirmation from them, we will put your name in a raffle for 2 free one-day passes to one of the Walt Disney World water parks. So you can get 2 passes to a Walt Disney World water park. Now, this is not a prize just like I'm really itching to win a prize. This is not that. This is not I'm going to fill out the form, and when the travel agent contacts me, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm not interested, and then get my name in the raffle. That's not the way it's going to work. We really want people to contact and talk to this amazing company and really move forward. This is for people who are really looking to book travel this year, next year, or maybe you're trying to get down here for the 50th anniversary. Mm-hmm. They can take care of that too.
Adventure by Disney, Disney Cruise, whatever that is.
But if you're not coming to Walt Disney World, you're not going to be able to. We've only got passes for Walt Disney World.
Well, they might be planning a trip to someplace else, and then they're going to come.
Absolutely. So that's the big announcement. We will make sure that you guys check that out. And again, it's DisneyParksPodcast.com/2 travel. Anything else, buddy?
No.
Well, with that, my friends, there's nothing else we can do but get into
the news.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
If you haven't yet, you need to see the amazing audio animatronic figures. It's easy for me to say, the audio animatronic figures for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I was talking about this a little bit last week.
Yeah.
The famed space pirate and former colleague of Boba Fett, he once kidnapped Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi for ransom. Now he's headed to Disneyland and Walt Disney World for his biggest adventure yet. Hondo Naka! He's the fan favorite space pirate made popular in Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. He's far and away one of the best villains that they've ever created for Star Wars. He will be featured in the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run attraction at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. All you have to do is type in Star Wars Galaxy Edge audio animatronic, and you're going to see this thing in action. I actually thought it was an actor. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a human being.
Wow.
Disney Parks recently released new details about the planetary proportions. New details of planetary proportions about the unprecedented land, including the amazing video of Hondo's audio animatronic figure in action. As Walt Disney Imagineering explains, and I quote, an A1000 advanced robotics, which audio animatronics, are the next evolution in the A100 audio animatronic figures. They were first introduced by Walt Disney Imagineering in the mid-1980s. This standardized system for building humanoid robotic figures incorporates new electric functionality, replacing former hydraulic functions, producing extremely realistic lifelike movement. Future figures in humanoid form can all use the system to ensure the same degrees of realism and advanced levels of movement. The advanced figures that were developed for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, like the animated figure of Hondo, are a hybrid of the A1000 technology enhanced with custom-built elements. Jim Cummings will reprise his role as Hondo.
Cool.
Is it Jim Cummings Pooh Bear?
Something like that, I think.
There's no way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jim will be bringing his legendary scoundrel an all-new level of adventure at Disneyland and Walt Disney World that guests can experience firsthand. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens at Disneyland Resort summer of 2019 in Hollywood Studios this fall. We actually have those dates already, but we've already announced that.
A couple of years ago, I went to lunch with a legend kind of thing at D23 does. I forgot who it was. I want to say it was Marty Sklar. And I sat next to, they put somebody of interest at each table to kind of fuel the conversation a little bit. So I was sitting next to a dude who was an Imagineer, and his job was to build, fix, and maintain the audio animatronics. So for the 2 hours that we were having lunch, literally I was picking this guy's brain about everything I thought I knew to confirm with him, being that that's his job.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I heard that, The Witch, the Great Movie Ride was the first A100. It's like, yeah, that's right. That was the first time we had, what do they call it, compliance. When the witch moves her hand, it doesn't go wah, 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 wah.
Right.
It stops when she, makes that motion.
Right.
And then we were talking about the ones in Frozen, that they were the newer version of the A100. No more celluloids and hydraulics. It was all electronics now moving, making these fluid motions. Pandora, what's that boat ride?
The Shaman at the end of Rivers of Navi. Yeah. Navi River.
Navi River. All her motions or, all, electronics. So it's very interesting to, have that chance to pick somebody's brain about, crazy animatronics. And I always say, like, well, couldn't they make the ones in, like, It's a Small World better?
They could. My favorite is when you go to see the Country Bear Jamboree. Right before the whole thing kicks in, you hear...
Yeah. Somebody turns on the compressor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Compressor kicks on.
That's when you know you're in a Disney theme park. Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, hey, we got some meetups coming up. If you want to come say hello to us in person, come out April 20th, 2 p.m. We're going to the Animal Kingdom. It's the 21st anniversary.
Messed that up on Facebook, I did.
We're going to go meet up at Tiffin's. We may have a special guest. We got to contact the special guest, see if the special guest
and confirm it,
Yeah, if he can chit-chat, Tim. Hey, May 18th, 9 p.m. We need to figure out the place. I think in front.
Yeah, if they'll let us.
Yeah. We'll figure out a place, but we want to say goodbye to Illuminations. Somebody's got to blow out the candle on that party.
That's right.
Then on June 22nd, 7:30 p.m., we're going to try and do a Toy Story 4 movie meetup. I would say bring your box of tissues, because I know I'm going to cry like a schoolgirl. So we'll get more details on that, like how to buy tickets and all that kind of stuff.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah. And then we'll maybe go someplace for a cocktail or a bite to eat afterwards.
Maybe we'll descend on Huleo.
Ole.
Let's see.
Or Splitsville. Splitsville's got lots
Splitsville
of...
will be good.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll talk to our friends over at Wolfgang.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe even outside on the patio. It'll be June.
Ooh.
Maybe inside.
Splitsville.
Maybe inside.
Splitsville. Splitsville.
Yeah. We'll figure. We'll get more details, but and we'll put these up. The April 20th is on Facebook already, so go to facebook.com/Disney Parks Podcast to RSVP for the April event, and then we'll get more details about the other two.
Sweet.
Don't forget, you can listen to this on your Echo, your Dot, or any home device at home. Just say, hey, play the Disney Parks Podcast now. I need it. And it will magically come out of the speaker.
And you'll hear my dulcet voice.
Don't forget to go to our store. Have we put up a new T-shirt lately?
Not this week.
Okay. We got to do something there. But we have some cool stuff there. Go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/shop. And then please rate us, review us, and then subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
This way you can subscribe. When we go on, you get notified. That's the way that works.
Yep.
So go give that a do right now.
Do it.
So
please.
last week we spoke about no fast passes for Star Wars Galaxy Edge.
No joy in Mudville.
And I don't think it's no, like a hard no. I think we don't know how it's going to work. So they're working on that.
Right.
But this week we found out that they are going to have the Disability Access Service Card to work at Star Wars Galaxy Edge. So every passing day comes with more information about the Star Wars Galaxy Edge and their long FAQ list that's going to be accumulated. So one question was still outstanding is how will Disney hand the Disability Access Service in Star Wars Galaxy Edge? And without a working FastPass system, how will guests be able? Because what they use is the standby time and then tell you to come back, at that time. And without a FastPass line, because that's what you go through, how is this all going to work?
We don't know.
We really don't know. So the only thing that's going to be open on this Phase 1 will be the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Traditionally, the disability card utilizes a FastPass queue for returning guests, and Disney has stated that the current Disability Access Service will extend into Star Wars Galaxy Edge, and there will be no FastPasses offered. There will be a disability access for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Will not, and then the Rise of the Resistance will not be operational on the first day, or the first phase. As a reminder, guests utilizing the disability access will be issued a return time based on the current wait time. So if it's 4 hours, it'll be 5 hours for you. While the time spent in the queue will be greatly reduced, not in the queue, but getting to the queue.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
The overall wait time will be similar to guests who have waited in the regular queue.
Right.
So, hey, at least they're trying to do something, to speed up for certain
Trying
people.
to make it work.
Yeah.
Trying to make it work.
Yeah.
I get that.
So it'll be interesting, though. They're going to have to give you something and say, hey, come back at this time, if they're not going to use fast passes, because that's going to get interesting.
That's going to get really awkward really quick,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be at a hot time of year, so tempers are not going to be at their best.
Yeah.
Lord help us all.
Yeah. You told me to come back at this time.
That's
what
right.
do you mean you can't come back at this time?
I lost my ticket. You said to come back at 3 o'clock. Well, if you don't have a ticket, I can't let you in. Yeah, but I lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you remember?
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Hey, there's a new hangar stage. A new show at the... Sorry. Got a little ahead of myself. There's a new show at the hangar stage at Disney Tokyo... Dang it. Let me try that one more time. Hey, there's a new show at hangar stage in Tokyo Disney Sea to premiere July 23rd.
Ooh.
Tokyo Disney Sea announced that a new show, Song of Mirage. Ooh, is this all about the character from The Incredibles, Mirage? Remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to open July 23rd, 2019 at the hangar stage located in Lost River Delta at Tokyo Disney Sea Park, if they can find it. Created expressly for the Hangar stage, this show features an original story, singing, dancing, and everyone's favorite Disney characters, and a rousing live performance with impressive projection mapping. In this show, Mickey Mouse and his Disney pals go on an adventure to seek out the Rio Dorado and its legendary City of Gold. The show begins in an old airplane hangar in Lost River Delta, where Goofy, a pilot, that's where you're going off the rails right there. Have you seen the Goofy Barnstormer thing? Not the best pilot in the world.
Yeah.
Goofy is taking it easy. A trio of adventurers, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and Donald, make their way into the hangar. Donald has picked up a mysterious staph infection, which magically leads them on an exciting adventure. But did he get the picture off his hand, or did he flip it over and take back one kada for Ra? Are they digging in the wrong place? Do you know that? You know that reference?
No.
You really need to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. Mickey and his friends learn to reach the elusive city of Rio Dorado. They must strongly believe that dreams do come true. Dreams come true. Dreams come true. As the mysterious staff points the way, they discover exciting worlds. A paradise of plants, a cavern of gorgeous crystals, and an ancient verdant ruins. Anyone know what verdant means? Anyone? Green. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. A paradise of plants, a cavern of gorgeous crystals, and an ancient green ruins, where they have some wonderful encounters as lively rhythms surround them. Then, as the power of their riches reaches a climax, a bright fanfare is heard, and before their eyes, the vast, majestic land of Rio Dorado appears. Swept up by all they see, they join in that enthusiastic celebration. Isn't it El Dorado? Wasn't that the land of El Dorado?
I thought El Dorado was the new restaurant they're putting at the Coronado Springs.
I don't think so.
No, the one out in the water, isn't that the
El Dorado? I don't know. I don't read the stories. I just read them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that sounds great.
Yeah,
sounds a lot like the Indiana Jones, but hey, I'm all for it.
Once again, the Oriental Land Company just throwing money at stuff,
making it rain up in here.
Yeah,
nice.
Hey, the Hollywood Studios is getting ready for their grand reopening, as I'm dubbing it now.
Right.
They are now changing the name of the parking lot sections.
Dun dun dun.
And I still believe this is going to coincide with what they're going to rename this park. Now, they haven't said yet, but they're going to rename this park. And we have a good working theory on what the name is. Right?
Yeah, we totally do.
Yeah.
What, have we gone on the record and say what we think it is?
Yeah.
Disney's Hollywood Adventure.
Yeah. I'm sticking with that. I'm putting my eggs in that basket. So remembering where you parked in the middle of the sea of 15,000 cars, I think it's actually a little bit more now that they've done this. Because this was the smallest lot, 7,500 cars. And I think they've, really added a lot of parking.
They've shoehorned a few parking spots in, kids.
Yeah. And if you haven't been in a while, you'll be quite surprised at how far you will now park from the entrance of the park.
For $45 or $50 during peak season, you can park 16 inches closer to the front door.
All right. So Disney, they're renaming. They already have some stanchions up with new row numbers and all this kind of stuff. The character names that they're going to use, I think at least one is no. I think it might be wrong.
Really?
Yeah. So the names are Mickey, Minnie, Jessie, Buzz, Olaf, and BB-8. Now, I know that when they were doing the Magic Kingdom and they were going to rename some of those, they took Mickey off the list because that's already a garage in California.
Disneyland.
Yeah. So they said no to that. So I don't know. I really don't think they're going to do it here. I think that might be wrong. If they do, I'd be surprised, I guess.
Well, if they did change it to Hollywood Adventure, having a Mickey lot here would make sense.
Okay.
I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So if they didn't choose Mickey, what would you suggest? And don't say Woody.
I don't know what I would say. Maybe another Star Wars character.
I would probably think that. I would probably think Ray.
Yeah, something like that.
Ray makes sense, or Luke. No, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, they have 2 classic characters. Then they got 2 Toy Story characters, 1 Frozen character, and 1 Star Wars character.
Yeah.
So
they would need to pick another Star Wars character to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Yoda makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Yoda BB-8. That's what I would choose.
That would be perfect.
I haven't even looked in the chat room. They're probably screaming Yoda. Nope, nobody said Yoda.
So the new parking lot, new tram stop is coming soon, hopefully, because
you're marking 9 miles already.
You walk 9 miles to get to the tram, and another 9 to get to the front door.
After you get the security check.
And the entrance is going to be huge. Huge. This tram thing with the whole overhang is going to be huge.
Huge.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bag check there.
Huge. Twitter proof.
Yeah, the bus loop is already, I think, operational. I think most of the buses
are using
using the new bus loops. So that's it. I'm excited for this transformation. Oh, let's not forget about the Skyliner landing in the middle of it.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing now?
These things move.
Yeah, I've seen them. I'm like, wow. They're in test mode.
Yeah.
I cannot believe what they're going to be like when they go in full steam mode.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. So,
just going to have an ejector seat. They're going to get close and just shove you right out. Love and shove, baby. Love and shove.
Bing. Bing. All right. So this is all coming. 2019 Skyliner. I have a feeling this will be operational by Star Wars.
Oh yeah, has to be.
Yeah.
Why would you build it if it wasn't ready for the biggest explosion you're going to have on the parks?
Yeah.
Hey guys, we loved going to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar at Disney Springs, and guess what? They've got a new menu, so that's pretty exciting. The Indiana Jones inspired, which makes sense because earlier I made an Indiana Jones joke.
Mm-hmm.
The Indiana Jones inspired bar recently introduced an exciting new menu to the landing at Disney Springs. Guests can now try exotic offerings like the Tanis tuna.
All right.
A sliced za'atar spiced tuna loin served with hummus and topped with chickpea, tomato, and celery salad. The lomo saltado Peruvian flank steak is thinly sliced grilled flank steak with piquillo peppers, pickled onions, and crispy potatoes with a tamari lime dressing and yellow pepper aioli. Chen's barbecue pork skewer is a grilled pork belly with gochujang pepper sauce, pickled vegetables and cilantro served with tender bib lettuce cups. Laoche's peppers comes with blistered shishito peppers and sesame dipping sauce. And finally, the Shashank seared cheese. Holy crap. Shashank seared cheese. A warm halloumi cheese served atop a better...
This is almost worse to read than Haleo.
God bless you. A halloumi cheese served atop a bed of Mediterranean tomato, cucumber, and pita chip salad. This is interesting. You had me with the cheese until it was on top of cucumbers and cheese and cucumbers.
Yeah. Did you have have you ever had the meatballs here?
I have not.
They were not that good.
There's a lot of things that
they went with that Indian African flavors here, which is not my jam.
It's not your jam?
Not my jam.
It's not your jelly?
No. They did have the pretzel though for a while. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Pretzel and the beer cheese dip.
I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
Okay.
The only reason I go to that place is for the cocktails. The food there has never been a tipping point for me. It's never been something that...
Yeah, sometimes want a snack with your drink. I just never really fell in love with anything.
No. The theming is great. The music is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere is great. The drinks are awesome. But the food's never been all that great. And they don't share a kitchen with anybody. They have their own kitchen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You think they'd
Yeah, they're a standalone
be
restaurant
better?
/ lounge.
All right.
All right, hey, new food and beverage offerings are now being available at the ESPN Wild World of Sports. Now, this is not the ESPN at the Boardwalk. This is the ESPN Sports Complex.
Yes.
Okay.
The Complex Day Sports.
Yes. First up is Cilantro Express. It is now open, and in addition to their truck, Cilantro Express will have a new cart located next to Wetzel's Pretzels outside of the Champion Stadium, and their new menu offers flavorful salads and nachos.
Nacho!
Then Working to Give, now open, is a fun snack cart serving with a purpose. Working to Give has a 50-50 principle, giving 50% back to the business and donating the other 50% to a good cause. This cart is located under the red tent next to the grill patio, serving a simple menu of popcorn, churros, and cotton candy. So they're really not giving all that much back on these 3 items.
No. No, they're not.
And then coming soon is Joffrey's Coffee. So Joffrey's is coming to the complex and will be located in the Welcome Center space. In addition to the Jeffrey's Coffee and Tea Company truck, guests will continue to enjoy specialty coffee beverages, pastries, and other breakfast items during events. So they're not putting in permanent places, they're putting in food trucks, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a way
They can change them out.
It's a way to keep the offerings unique and fresh.
Yep.
And they don't have a plethora of space for
eateries. Yeah.
Because they have to keep a lot of that stuff available for
waste,
merchandise.
Runs, merch. Yeah.
Because,
So let me ask you this. So Disney Springs has the food trucks there. Mm-hmm. How many times have you eaten at one of those food trucks?
Once.
Yeah. Same with me.
Because maybe twice. Once because we had to, just because my wife likes food trucks. I do too. But we ordered and we waited, and we waited, and we waited,
and waited a little bit more,
and we waited, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Yeah. And then finally our food came out, and I'm like, this is not worth the wait.
Yeah. And
it was hot.
Yes.
There's not a lot of places to sit.
That's right.
And I'm like, why would we do this when we can go here, 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 and here, and spend the same amount of money?
Yeah.
And at least over at Splitsville, you can sit in the heat.
Yeah.
And you listen to a live band and drink cocktails because you can't get cocktails at the food cart. It's crazy, I tell you. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't. They need to fix that. They need to put more seating, some kind of fans or something to cool people.
Covering would be nice.
Covering would be nice. And then if it's raining, nobody's eating there because who the hell wants to eat their lunch in the rain?
And my suggestion is to get rid of those Disney theme park based food trucks.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring in people who know what they're doing with food trucks.
Yeah.
They have a following that people
like
want.
Brothers Maine Lobster or
right.
One of those things.
I mean, we got the Three Rivers truck.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And then there's the truck that's right around the corner from House of Blues, which nobody goes to because it's been the weirdest place ever.
Yeah.
But it's there.
I guess if you're coming off the boat, is the only time you would use that food truck.
Yeah.
Or if Cirque was open.
Yeah.
And you came out of the show and you wanted to grab a bite.
We still got a few more years until Cirque opens back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
And now who's going to want to go to a food truck when there's going to be the eatery,
the Brew City,
and House of Blues,
Splitsville,
Haleo, Splitsville,
Pepe, and the barbecue place in front of House of Blues.
Why would I go to a food truck?
It's crazy. That food truck needs to be somewhere where there's not a lot of food. Like, I don't know,
in a parking lot,
the other side of Walt Disney World's Disney Springs, where there's not a ton of food options. But what do I know? I'm just a dude with a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy with a microphone and stupid enough to open my mouth. All right, so we've got an authentic creperie, part of the upcoming France Pavilion enhancements at Epcot. Who knew? Scheduled to be built in an all-new location near the previously announced Remy's Ratatouille Adventure attraction. The new creperia will feature that's what the creperia is, what we call them in Ybor City. I don't know what the French way of saying it is, but the crepe place will feature the cuisine of celebrity chef Germain Bocuse, the mastermind behind the pavilion's Chef de France Brasserie and Chef de France, and its celebration of gourmet cuisine, Monsieur Paul. With a menu inspired by the Brittany region of France. Brittany, hit me, baby. The new location will offer table service dining as well as quick service stop for guests craving savory crepes called galettes and sweet crepes. The restaurant is part of the multi-year transformation of Epcot and an enhancement of the France Pavilion that includes, but not limited to, in addition to the classic Impressions de France, a Beauty and the Beast sing-along experience, and Remy's Ratatouille attraction, in which guests will virtually shrink down to the size of French cuisine's most famous rat and scurry to safety across the kitchen of Gaston's legendary Parisian restaurant.
Yeah.
All are coming to the pavilion in time for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World Resorts.
Yeah, so here's my tip. If you go to Epcot, World Showcase technically doesn't open till 10. And
I thought it was 11.
It might be 11.
I think it's 11.
And then Future World opens at 9. So you can go, but they'll let you go eat breakfast in France.
Really?
Yes. So that's what I usually
Do
do.
you have to have a reservation?
No. It's just like a little table place, get some pastries and coffee, and I'll go hang out there until it officially opens.
Nice.
Because they have usually a cast member just there by the restaurant to make sure you can't wander.
Right.
Past.
Can't go around.
Yeah. But it's a great place for breakfast. They have breakfast sandwiches and pastries and things like that. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, kids, you ready for some headline news?
And now, the headline news.
Headline news. Does Jay know how awesome he is?
No. Yeah, I think he does.
That's so
I think
great.
he does.
That's so great.
We should have him come to a meetup or something.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Have him do
Hang
some
out.
voices.
Yeah, hang out.
He's just got to say,
He did a lot of voices on the Inside the Magic show with Ricky.
huh, yeah?
He did like a whole show, and then he just did voices.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Yep.
Cast members signed the traditional steel before they raise it up for Tron. And this thing had a ton of signatures. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they were rotating this thing to
Yeah.
get it completely covered. It was crazy.
And it'll be there until the first painting.
Well, when they spray the asbestos on it to keep it from going up in fire.
That's true.
Hey, John Ratzenberger is going to voice Mac in the Lightning Queen Racing Academy over at the studios.
Sweet.
Duh. Anthropologies at Disney Springs is adding a A-plus clothing line.
Who knew?
Who cared?
Fair enough.
Disney's acquisition of 21st Century Fox is set to close on March 20th.
Bring on the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, let us get our head.
We own you now, Bart.
Yeah. I wonder how Tim Allen feels about that. Cinderella Castle Moat is being drained over at the Magic Kingdom. We think there's going to be some construction.
No, Trump. Drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Goofball.
I think this is part of the 50th beautification that they're doing.
Yeah.
Here. Disneyland's got their Project Stardust. We got
Wrong swamp, Mr.
Yeah.
President.
new road indicators. We talked about that. Foundation drilling begins for the Tron coaster canopy. In that image, they have that big canopy. Well, they've already started
Nice.
banging in the holes for that. Demolition began on Old River Country site to put in Reflections, the new DVC hotel. This is the most exciting headline news. You ready?
Yes.
ABC is going to revive classic 80s shows,
Oh,
Card Sharks and Press Your Luck.
Card Sharks.
I love
Oh my God.
I am a game show junkie.
Yes, you are.
There were
That's true.
days that I used to cut school to watch like The Price is Right.
Gotcha. Was Press Your Luck the one that had no whammies?
Yes.
No whammies?
And the guy figured out where the whammies were
Yes, you did.
by going back with his VCR
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out the pattern.
Yep.
Hey, upgraded Wi-Fi is now available at Disney's All-Star Movie Resorts. Remember they were going around to each of the...
Now you can actually see one email per day.
Oh, you've gotten your one today. You're
Yeah,
done.
you've gotten your allotment,
Please
sir.
come back tomorrow to see email 2.
Number 2. Oh, but it was junk mail.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
sir. There's nothing we can
We're
do.
not responsible for its contents.
That's right.
So that's interesting. I'm glad they're trying to up. Yeah, you ever watch? There's a TV show called Hotel Impossible with this
Yeah.
guy Anthony Medicchione, and
Bless you.
he always says the first top on everybody's guest list at a resort is Wi-Fi,
Right?
because that's how we get all our information these days.
And our entertainment. They want
Yeah.
to watch Game of Thrones
Yeah.
and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it's good that they're doing a little upgrade.
Awesome. Good news. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, we want to make sure that you come find us over at DisneyParksPodcast.com. You can find all of our links to our great sponsors as well as our show archives and blog posts. You can find our links to our newsletter. We want you to sign up there. Make sure that you go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/2 travel so you can fill out your form so you can start a great vacation to any amazing destination for Disney or around the world. But if you're coming to Walt Disney World, if you're lucky, we've got 2 water park tickets for you. Make sure you find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, all at Disney Parks Podcast, and Instagram. Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Excuse me. Twitter is Disney Podcaster. Anything else?
No.
And if we don't see you online, we'll see you in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
All right. See you all next week
Thanks, guys.
or the week after.
Or whatever. All right.